Time for some hoops. At Little Caesars Arena, home of the Pistons. And we're going to bring it to you live on 2K Sports. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Bird, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. Right now, the Pistons are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans.
You know, this is the second game of a home and away. They lost on the road in that first meeting, and now in this next one, they're home looking for some redemption.
And the rejection by Favors. And Davis sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. To the inside. Here's Harden. And can't hit the shot, but they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line. Marvin Bagley picks one up.
You know, it tells you something about Harden that he's led the league in free throw attempts so many times. This man is always in attack mode.
Boy, just never a good idea to give this guy too many chances at the line. He's going to cash in.
Beal gets a wide open look. And the three ball is good. Beal's got his first 3 points of the game. There is no shortage of athleticism in this one. Both teams, Doris, can simply outrun you, rise above you. But now they face each other.
What's better than watching high flyers face off? Who is going to put down a poster dunk in transition? Who is going to be on the highlight reel on the gift that you see over and over? Electric athleticism. Let's tip it up, Kevin.
Absolutely.
0 for 4. They can't buy a bucket.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. To the middle. Here's Cousins. That one no good. Plumlee with some nice D. Harden with it. Now Beal defending. Count it. Good.
And there it is. After 4 straight misses, finally nail one.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Inside. Here's Cousins. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And just the rugged nature of Cousins, getting into the body there offensively.
That's how it's done, gentlemen. You don't pass to a player, you pass to a spot. Let your teammate run into it.
Here's Dinwiddie. Davis in the corner. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Davis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here is Plumlee. Pass to Favors. And the rejection by Cousins.
When he puts everything he has into his defense, Cousins can be a force. Big, strong, and smart. Of course, he's going to block his share of shots when he's committed. Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Davis. Plumlee with the steal. Goes up the baseline. Tipped away.
Hey, we're not seeing the best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit.
Harden, that's good.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game. And of course, we know about DeMarcus Cousins last season and the torn Achilles. I'm just glad to see him back out on the floor and fully recover. He's put in a lot of work in terms of rehab to make sure that he could get back to doing what he does best.
It's deflected.
Very hard to get a shot off over Jakob Poeltl when he's that tight on you. Too much size, too much length.
Yep, that one goes.
Boy, this guy's a rock. You know, this is a player that you can count on to produce under any circumstance.
Here's Davis. The shot from the low post is good. Davis has got 6.
Well, in that individual matchup, the rim is totally unprotected. He's just got too much size on him.
Stolen by Holiday. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. There's 1:40 left in the first quarter. Poeltl with the double team. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And with Cousins and that injury, never an easy one to come back from.
Yeah, it's true. But fortunately, Cousins has the kind of skill set that he's going to be effective no matter when he's on the floor. And great outside shot. The footwork, very smooth in terms of ball handling for that position. And most of the players who aren't the same after an Achilles tear don't have the same skill set that Cousins possesses. That's why I think he'll be fine once he recovers from this injury.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. To the paint. Here's Harden.
Able to guard multiple positions, Bagley's athleticism and speed helps a ton on this end.
1:16 left to play here in the first. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for the Pacers. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Cousins. Here's Zubac. And that one is stuffed right through.
That's just an incredible find coming from the big man. No debating Cousins' smarts on the court. He picks out a pass there that not many guys would have seen.
The Pacers shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Now here's Lin. Back to Poeltl. And the dunk by Poeltl.
Well, we know this. Jeremy Lin knows how to run an offense. His ability to find the open man uncanny.
It's tipped. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Lin. .32 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Zubac. Poeltl with the steal. Here's Harden. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. He misses the free throw.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Indiana leading by 4. Here is Porter. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And it's Leonard at the elbow. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Pacers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Leonard hits them both. Here's Harden. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Bradley Beal became a first-time All-Star in 2018, but he knows the next step is becoming a better leader. He said, sometimes I can be nonchalant, locked into myself and not saying anything. It's just my personality, and as a leader, you can't be that way. You have to encourage your teammates and don't be afraid to say things. Don't be afraid to be a leader. Kevin?
Good story, D.A. Thank you. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Yeah, and his shot selection, iffy at best tonight. A lot of forced, contested shots this game. He'll be lucky if he just gets a talking to here instead of a ticket to the bench.
Pistons trailed by 8. A nice shot by Lin.
Well, Jeremy Lin finds a way to get to the inside of that paint, and difficult for the defense to do anything in there.
Here's Porter. Lays it up and banks it in. Porter's got the lead up to 8 now for Indiana.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Pass to Harden. The Pacers pull it in.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
Pacers leading by 10. Here's Zubac. Back to Porter. That one, no good. Excellent D there from Okafor. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Doris, statistically, today's game is picked apart by so many different ways. But for you, what are the statistical areas that you are most interested in?
Well, I think one of the things that can be undervalued, particularly from the defensive side of the ball, are things like deflections or charges taken or even shots contested. And I say those things, Kevin, because deflections force an offense to restart. Charges taken gets a possession for your team. And shots contested affects, obviously, the field goal percentage of the team you're guarding. So it's all of those little defensive stats that you really have to track and be monitoring to understand the value that they have on winning.
Very interesting. Bridges with the steal. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Emeka Okafor.
And at 6'10", Porter is a threat to score inside, which is why the defense trying to rough him up a bit.
Well, last year, pretty much a lost year for Lynn. Tore his patella tendon on opening night indoors. That was it.
Yeah, that was hard to watch for Jeremy Lin because you know he's put in the time and was penciled in for a big role with Brooklyn. So nice to see him step back between the lines and continue playing.
Now, here's Porter. After Jeremy Lin's miss, throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a three-point play.
And just playing well within the offense. Porter's not forcing his own shot and shows solid court vision and passing ability.
Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to Zubac. Back to Porter. Over Holiday. And it's sent back by Plumlee. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Pistons. Down by 12. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
It doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that that three-point shot is a primary weapon.
Back to Cousins. And it's sent back by Plumlee. They recover it. .151 left now here in the second. Pistons passing it around. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Plumlee's got his second bucket of the night.
How good is that pass? Certainly makes the offensive opportunity easy.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe. And an instant reaction to that call from the fans. A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Pass to Bagley. And Cousins gets it to go. And the Pacers lead by 11.
If he's not a sure thing in the paint, Cousins is pretty close.
And the foul on Drew Holiday. That is his first foul of the game. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
And 1:01 left here in the second. Pass to Bagley. Cousins with it, guarded by Harden. To the right side. To the middle. Here's Bagley. That's in there. Davis with the assist.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now Detroit moving it up. Harden, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
The Pacers have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
this is where we see Cousins a lot. He's always up there among the league leaders in free throw attempts. It's so hard to handle in the post. The D just never knows what to do with it.
That's an example of great communication. He knows the spot to get to, and the pass is waiting for him.
Pacers leading by 10. Outside, Beal. And it's off from three-point range. Pull-up jumper. Jump shot is good that time. Harden's got 16.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective score.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We come back right after this. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, the Pacers have been a huge surprise since they traded away Paul George. Now, Coach Nate McMillan said, for us, it's about developing that culture and that identity, and we're still doing that. I think we're only starting to scratch the surface. Kevin?
No doubt, David, they've got some promising young players on that team. Thank you.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Here's Bagley. Nails the baby hook. Bagley's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, how about that floor awareness by Spencer Dinwiddie, getting his guys the basketball in great spots.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. With some arc. Got a piece of it. Inside. Dinwiddie. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Devin Harris. That's his first foul. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Bagley with the bucket. 8 points for him.
I think one thing Dwayne Casey has learned is it's important to keep your star players fresh by managing minutes in the regular season. That way, you're not worried about fatigue or injury.
And Detroit has possession. Pacers leading by 10. Beal from long range sinks the triple. Beal's got 6. And with Casey, he also keeps his team doors on their toes.
Right, and it goes beyond the ability to stretch deep into your bench, right? You have to mix up your practices. You have to mix up your daily routines. All the little things to keep his players from going through the motions.
Okafor comes in with the double team. Here's Bagley. And he gets it to go.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Harden. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, think about it, guys. Last year, Spencer Dinwiddie, a little bit of a breakout year, right? Stepped in for the injured D'Angelo Russell and helped the Nets stay competitive, proving to be a big-time scorer.
Down low. Here's Pirtle. He can't get that one. Great D that time from Davis.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And Doris Dinwiddie's so good at finding a play to make, even when it seems he has nowhere to go.
Well, that quick first step opens up space to get into the passing lanes. This guy makes a lot of jump passes, but seems to get away with it.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Pass to Bagley. To the paint. Shoots from 12. Clock at 4. Outside for Beal. Cousins trying to free himself up. And Beal is good for 3. Beal's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Indiana.
And for Lynn, missing the season last year, he's just glad to be back. His playmaking and creativity is something that this team needs. As long as he's healthy and playing aggressively, he'll be an effective guard option.
And Porter, here we go. And finished off by Porter.
And once Porter has some momentum behind him, boy, he just rides it to the basket. An exceptional dunker of the ball.
Detroit, no good that time either. And with Lynn, he made a point upon returning from injury, saying he will not change how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, they'll shy away from contact after experiencing a torn patella like Lynn did, but he knows that he is at his best going at defenders and absorbing that contact. He said he'll try and be more aware of how he lands, but has no plans of changing his game.
Pass to Harden. And Michael Porter is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. On defense, the Pacers. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Here is Harden. Just 5 to shoot. Pistons passing it around.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
That shot misses.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And Porter comes to help. Unloads. Harden, no good. And Jonathan Isaac making progress, but he was drafted knowing he had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't try and compare Isaac to the rest of his draft class. He's going to be on a different timeline as far as his development goes. Might take longer for him to be ready, but the payoff, man, could be huge as his ceiling is really high.
Back to Lynn. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. First trip to the line for him here.
That's his second personal foul. Third team foul.
And he can't get the first one.
Detroit down on the floor. Michael Kidd.
And he's good on the second. 1:12 left in the third. Porter looking it over. Pirtle with the double team. Zubac. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Jakob Pirtle. Second free throw, no good. And for so long, it seems Derek Favors had played in a crowded front court, but still can get the job done.
And Favors has shown his versatility and impact in spot minutes his whole career. Every team can use a player like Favors. He just eats up space inside and can play that tough D. Offensively, I think he'd like to get back to where he was around 2015, and hopefully he'll find the chances to do so.
The free throw drops for Zubac. He's perfect from the line this time. Harden outside. Isaac with the steal. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Holiday. Down low. Here's Pirtle. The kick out to Holiday. Back to Harden. Leonard with the steal.
And slow things up here with a chance to get the last shot of the quarter.
Exactly right. That's what you'd like to see. Hopefully they play the clock to perfection here.
Outside Holiday. Nice D from Porter. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Pirtle. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, will be headed to the free throw line. Leonard hits them both. Just 4 seconds left to play in the third. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Pacers out in front, running away with this one. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Pacers. Pass to Zubac. Second shot opportunity. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And the foul called on Myers-Leonard. That's his first foul. Of course, when it comes to filling in the rest of a roster, pieces around your star players, what qualities you think these teams are looking for, or would you be looking for in a role player?
Well, I think one of the first things you have to think about, or what are the best attributes of my stars? So is my star a great driver creator? Then I need to put great shooters around him to enhance his driving and playmaking abilities. But the other part of a role player is he's got to be willing to do the dirty work, to sacrifice the headlines and dig in on the defensive end, to absorb the best matchup of the opponent every night. And that means sometimes you're going to get scored on 5-6 times in a row. That's how good the offensive players in the league are. So there are many qualities, but those are just a couple off the top of my head, Kev.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Harden, no good.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Second shot opportunity. And he lays it up and in. Zubac has got 20 points.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Back to Wiles. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
To the inside. Back to Harden. And it's Okafor missing.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
The Pacers making a switch here. Now a timeout called by Detroit. We've seen, Doris, the NBA take a very active role in growing the game internationally. Talk about some of the specifics you've seen in that regard.
Well, I think you have a great leader at the top in Adam Silver, who understands that the game is growing on an international stage. It's becoming increasingly popular. And so you see NBA teams going over and playing regular season games in different countries. That's one particular way. Then you have the NBA Cares initiative, which when those teams are over there, they can go out and build basketball academies. NBA in Africa is a once-a-year trip, and they bring 2 teams of NBA players. Think about some of the players off of that continent where they have turned into legit stars. So I think it's important that the game continue to develop, and I love that the NBA considers it part of their responsibility.
Here's Zubac. No good there. And the Pistons now going the other way. And it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That's his first foul. Bridges with the steal. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Pass to Zubac. It's deflected, but they'll get it.
No, he did not. Well, everything starts with a great pass, right? That's really pretty.
And the basket by Harden.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And here is Zubac. Indiana moving the ball around. Back to Cousins. It's deflected. Here's Harden. Misses from close range. That's tipped. Indiana controlling the game. Pass to Cousins. Over Pirtle. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Pirtle. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
To the inside. Davis with the double team. Here's Harden. And it doesn't even draw iron. And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
And Davis throws it down.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
And Davis throws it down.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Harden. Shoots over Bridges. And it's off the back rim. No good. Bagley with the ball. And here is Bridges. To the left side wing. And Cousins throws it down.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Pacers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
Bridges misses. That free throw, no good.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard three positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
You know, he doesn't shrink the lead as much as he should have. That hurts a bit.
To the paint. And finished off by Bagley.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
No, I think that they've been locked in during this game. They didn't let the opposing crowd get to them at all. This has been pure domination.
Back to Davis. Second chance shot. And the layup is good.
Yeah, second chance points. Gotta love the way they attack the offensive glass there, even with a huge lead.
I'll tell you, Greg, there's no let-up in how they play. They want to dominate every aspect, and that includes second chance points.
That's his first personal foul.
He's off on the first.
Mason Plumlee.
So he can't get either to fall. Indiana controlling the game. And Indiana can just let the clock run down here. Pass to Bagley. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.